Hey everyone! Welcome back to the Daily Healing Journal. I'm a singer, songwriter, painter who is going through a lot in my life right now, and I'm learning so much, and I just would like to share this with you guys because I think you would find it helpful. And I have spent a fortune learning a lot of this stuff, so why not give it away for free? Because I believe that you deserve to hear it. And so let's do it. So today we're going to talk about denial, and denial is something that is like one bad apple spoils the whole bunch, because let's say that this is the denial apple, the other ones are going to start to get rotten too. So whether you're on the receiving end of denial or you are the one in denial, there's a way out. And by the end of this video, I hope that you feel a little bit more clarity and find some answers and tricks, things that have worked for me. So from my perspective, let's get to it. So have you ever tried to help someone who just won't see the truth, no matter how clear it is, right? You could show all the proof. That's going to make them really mad, by the way, if you show all the proof. But they're going to try, get away from your proof of the truth. They're not going to like it, okay? And have you ever just been like, come on, you can see it. It's so clear. It's right here. I'm proving it to you. And they still deny it. And then that turns into the gaslighting. It's a recipe for disaster. And you're going to lose everything in your life, whether you are on the receiving end or you are on the end of being in denial. You will lose everything good in your life if that's all you care about. And a lot of people who are latched on and have a tight grip on something, whether it's an opinion or something that is in their mind, something they need so that they feel better, they're going to hold on to this so tightly. You will not win. You will not win this fight. This is a battle that they have to fight on their own. We all have to take responsibility and accountability for the way that we feel. And denial is only helpful if somebody has claimed that you have done something really awful and that you have not. And you are maybe in a court system where you have to defend yourself. That is when denial is appropriate. Denial is not appropriate when we are guilty of hurting others we love. It is not appropriate with addiction, but that is the blankie of addiction. That's how people stay comfortable in their actions. It is not appropriate at all. It will destroy everything in your wake. There's nothing more freeing than saying, you know what? Today, I'm going to take accountability and responsibility for myself. I'm going to admit my wrongs. And I'm going to do everything that I can to be the best version of myself. And I'm not going to bow down to the lies and the manipulation that I am guilty of. I am not going to be a person who allows this. And I'm going to live my life in truth. That is so difficult for people. But I'm telling you, it is the key to freeing yourself from this trap. And whether you're getting blamed by these people or you are the one blaming, it's a lose-lose. You have to find your way out of it. So let's talk about how. So denial is one of the most dangerous things that we can have in our personal lives, especially because it spreads like cancer. It gets into everything, just like that bad apple situation that I was telling you about. It can keep people stuck for years, even a lifetime. Life is the greatest gift. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Don't do that. It's holding you back. Don't do that. But today we're going to talk about how to stay healthy around it and how to get rid of it. How do we avoid getting pulled into someone else's illusion? These people are so good. They are so good at pulling you into their illusion. And this is because it suits their needs at that time, because they haven't done the inner work to realize that what they need is a lot deeper. And the denial is the aftermath of somebody not being able to hold themselves accountable for their own feelings, actions, mistakes, just to start, okay? Denial isn't just lying to yourself, it's protecting a false reality because the truth feels too painful. And this is something that addicts do all the time. And it's people who are like chronic liars, pathological liars, people who are really in a state of fear, okay? And that fear is very real for them. And that's when you can have some empathy and compassion. The thing is, we have to remember that feelings are not necessarily facts, okay? They might represent partial facts. They might represent real facts. They might represent a complete lie. That over time, sometimes we tell ourselves a lie. For example, I have been gaslit before, and I have been told that I was the problem. And then it's so funny how when you go in and you start working on yourself, that person or those circumstances continue to blame you. Because why? Because them blaming you, even when you're actively working on yourself and trying to look within and be a better version of yourself, which is one of my favorite things to do ever since I was a little girl. I've made my mistakes. I will make mistakes for the rest of my life. But one thing I know is I'm in alignment with my value system, and no one can knock me off of that now. I didn't know that before I did all of this. I was in denial. I was the one in denial. And I was in denial that I could fix, change, and help somebody that wasn't willing to do that for themselves. It was the greatest mistake that I've made multiple times, by the way, not just once. And this is something that I'm looking to fix, and I'm fixing right now. I was in denial, and I thought that I had control of a situation that I did not. I thought that I had all the answers. I thought that I was right. And stepping back, I had to realize the only person that can fix someone else is that someone else. We can't fix other people. Gotta stay on my side of the street, stay in my lane. And some of this might ring true for you if you've been to Al-Anon, and some of it might ring true to you for those of you that are familiar with cognitive behavioral therapy, which I'm a huge fan of, and it has helped me so much. This is really important, and I wish that they taught kids this because it's just so important. And they don't teach children this, and they should. So people in denial often drag others into their world, making them question their own sanity. And this is a tough one because especially, it's like walking in a fog. Eventually you just forget what clarity even looks like. And it doesn't matter what end of this you're on. So, you know, whether you are the person that's trying to keep up with the lies and you're telling yourself that you believe this person that is clearly lying, or maybe you're the person in denial and you're lying, it becomes this beehive of chaos. It is like the vortex of chaos. Okay? Denial causes the worst. It's what causes people to continue drunk driving. It's what causes people to do bad things when they should be doing other things to help themselves first. It's what causes people to create lies that frame their false illusions that they've told themselves and others, the army that they build that will continuously fuel them and give them that comfort blankie that they need to keep these lies and manipulation alive. That's denial at its finest, right here on the pedestal. Okay? So you got to recognize the signs. They blame others for everything. Don't forget it. Blame. Blah, blah, blah. Me, me, me. They avoid accountability. We already touched that. And they shut down any conversation about the truth. And before the whole truth is even said, they're going to spin around and they're going to confuse you. And it's going to feel like you're being attacked by a hornet or a bunch of them all at once. I've had that experience, by the way, in Costa Rica. It's not fun. You feel like you can't hide. The only thing I could do is jump in the ocean and go underwater. Then what happens? Then you can't breathe. And the hornets are flying all around until you don't give them enough attention and they find something else to go to. That's exactly what this is. You're being attacked. And the only way that you can avoid being attacked from someone in denial is removing yourself from the situation. A lot of times that's not possible in these personal relationships, in all of these things at home, in these things in the office, in this business deal that you're trying to work through because you know that this is a goal that you want to achieve. You got to stop and go, hey, does this align with my values? And do my feelings tell me the truth? Because feelings are not facts. Feelings are your guidance system that are warning you. Now, being attacked by that hornet's nest, was that real? Yes. Was it something I wanted to stay around? No. I got out of there as fast as I could on ATV. Like, I was like, bye. And I left all the people behind too. I left all the people that were also like getting attacked. No, I had to get out of there because otherwise I wasn't going to be able to help them when we got back with stings, right? It's a strange analogy, but it's very real. So, and they're gonna get really angry at reality, especially when you have proof. So let's just say, here's the proof, right? The person in denial is gonna go like this. You know how like cats do that? They like push stuff off the railing? Serious. That is what they're going to do. And if they aren't able to do that, and you kind of stick around and put more truth there, they're going to keep doing this, and they're going to start hitting you, whether it be physically, which I hope not. If so, get out. If it's emotionally, same thing, get out. They're going to do that, and they're not even realizing that they're doing it. That's the scary part. You're not dealing with the actual person. You're dealing with the aftermath of something that is going on in their brain that, quite honestly, is probably a lot to do with old operating systems, substance and alcohol abuse, and unhealed trauma, because they're constantly feeling triggered. They're constantly feeling the need to baby whatever truth they're trying to hold on to, which, by the way, probably is empty. They're going to try to recruit as many people as they can to be on their side. Anyone in denial is going to try to create this army of people. And this is very easy to do if these people are not people that are not in your daily life, within your home with this person. They are going to be able to do this, and it's going to suck. It's going to hurt, because all of a sudden you're going to be standing there going, wait a minute, I loved you, or wait a minute, I was a good employee, or wait a minute, I thought that, I was your best friend, or wait a minute, we're family, we're supposed to be like this, like blood's thicker than water, right? Wrong. Because why? Because all of this stuff is such a mess. These people aren't thinking straight. So the people that have been played believe the lie. Why? Because people in denial are masters at lying, even when the truth is right here. And then what they'll do is if you try to give this truth to their army, that's when it's really going to get ugly. I know firsthand. So it doesn't matter. These people in denial, whether it be because you reflected a truth of theirs they didn't want other people to know about, which is almost always the case, these people are incapable of being accountable of their own emotions and their own truth, because they're not proud of it, because they neglected it for so long. For so long. And when I was in denial about things that were out of my control, I was a mess. I wasn't writing as much music. I wasn't painting as much as I wanted to. I was starting to freak out over things and try to control things that I didn't need to, because I had no control over these people in my life. I wanted to help fix change because I could see the forest through the trees, but they couldn't, okay? And they can't, because denial is literally the worst barrier. It is the worst barrier and the biggest roadblock for people to evolve and become a better version of themselves. And the people that follow them, that support this barrier and they're carrying, shame on you. Don't do it. If you are a person that's a real good person and a good friend, take a deep breath and either don't get involved, or if you want to get involved, maybe help that person see the truth. And if you're not comfortable doing that, walk away. Otherwise, you're enabling this person, and it could cost them their life, okay? This is very serious stuff. So I've seen it firsthand. I have saved people's lives that I love, and I saw them come out of a deep, dark hole, and they went back into that hole, and I started to lose myself because I was going back to saving them when they needed to save themselves. I was in denial. They were in denial. Two people in denial is a recipe for disaster. It will sabotage everything good in your life. Growth feels really uncomfortable, especially for people in denial, because you're basically becoming a new version of yourself. And if you don't do that, you're going to live your life as the same person. You ever meet those people that are just grouchy and negative and, they're just kind of crusty? Yeah, it's because they didn't evolve and they got mad at their circumstances. They lied, they manipulated, and then suddenly they're alone. Either that or the friendships and relationships that they have are very shallow, and then all of a sudden they want this connection, and then there it is. So what do? They turn to more lies, they turn to more substance abuse, they turn to the reality that they've sold themselves. Do not get stuck in somebody else's illusion. It's not for you. It's not for you. So denial is comfortable, but the truth is freeing. And this is something that is very important to remember. Your life will change when you stop protecting illusions. It's gonna get uncomfortable. You gotta get out of the bathtub of poop. Get out of the bathtub of poop. I know that it's warm. You like to sit in there, right? And we like to imagine taking the shower, cleaning off, and getting a new life together, but it's like ooh, but that's going to be so uncomfortable and it's going to be embarrassing. And people, what are people going to think? Especially after everything I told them. What are they going to think? Who cares? The only person that matters in this is you. Whether you are on the receiving end of denial or you are the one in it. It is a trap. Don't go there. Get out as soon as you can. I highly recommend it. The fastest way to do this, meditate and go to cognitive behavioral therapy. If you can't afford that, there are books online and there's so much free information on the internet for people these days to do this. You can do the work yourself, but you got to do it yourself and you got to want to do it. And don't let anybody make fun of you for doing so. One of the most hurtful things through this process for me has been the people around me making fun of me getting help, making fun of me growing into a better version of myself, cutting me off, believing the lies of another person that is sick versus supporting me, right? That didn't feel good. But guess what? The beauty in this is that the moment that you separate yourself from that, it can't hurt you anymore. And that doesn't mean that you knock these people out of your life forever, like I've said in previous videos. This means taking enough time and space for yourself to become strong enough to where none of that stuff will ever matter again, no matter who it is, no matter what circumstance it is. All right, so denial is nothing but a bad apple. I hope that this video helped you, and I hope that you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.